Hello and welcome to Swan Science. I'm your favourite scientist, Scientist Swan. Now today we're doing a new area of Swan Science. We're doing chemistry. Now chemistry is a bit more interesting and it's a fun thing to do. But before you start any chemistry experiments, there's a few things you need to sort out. First things first, safety first. Safety is your number one priority. So I've got my safety glasses, I've got a nice clean working space, I've got a nice bench to work from. Then you need to set up your lab. Now to set up your lab, you need disposal of anything you use. So I've got one here for solids and one here for liquids, dispose of any solids or liquids I may have. I've also got some kitchen roll to wipe up and clean up any messes or any leaks that I have. I've got a kitchen towel, a tea towel for drying things and making sure that every area is all nice and clean. Make sure you use a different towel that you use to dry the dishes, because that way you won't contaminate the kitchen or anything like that. Now once you've just got all your safety equipment in your lab set up, you need to decide what experiment you're going to do. So I'm going to do an experiment on solutions, either insoluble and soluble solutions. So that's what I've decided. So then once you do that, you need to read through your methods. So I've got my method book here. So this tells you the method I'm going to use and what equipment I need. So once you read through and understand your method, you then realise what equipment you need, and you get all your equipment ready together, all ready to go. And then the last thing you need, so you've got all your equipment, you've got your method, you need your record book. So here's my record book, and here's what I prepared earlier about how I expect the experiment to turn out, and then I can write my results down here in the record book. So now I'm all ready to go. As I've said, we're doing soluble and insoluble substances. Now obviously, a soluble substance is a substance that dissolves in water. And an insoluble substance is a substance that doesn't dissolve in water. So let's try just something basic first. So here's some water and here's some salt. So I'm just going to fill the water up with some salt and I'm going to swirl this around. Right, okay, swirl that around there. And as you'll see with salt, the salt generally starts disappearing. It's getting lower and it's getting less and less, and I can see the salt disappearing. Now the salt isn't actually disappearing, it's just getting made into solution. Now a solution is the water and the salt together. Okay, where the water is a solvent and the substance is a solute. That is my salt and water solution. Now we're going to try something a bit different. We're going to try some ground black pepper. I'm going to put a mess here, but this is, so just put some black pepper. I should have used my funnel. See, that's bad preparation. There's the black pepper, just put that in there. And I'm going to fish that around like that. Okay, now I've already read in my results that what I expected. I didn't expect the pepper to dissolve, and as you can see, it's not. The pepper's still there, and the salt has completely gone. So the salt has disappeared and the pepper has not. Therefore, the salt is soluble and the pepper is insoluble. So, and that is that experiment. So, we're going to try some other substances now. So obviously in my lab I prepared some test tubes here. So the first one we're going to try is sugar. So, let's try the sugar. So just take a little spoonful of sugar and put that in there. And then the next one we're going to try is calcium carbonate. So let's get some calcium carbonate and put that in there. Now I'm going to try some copper sulfate. Now I'm going to put that in there. There's my three solutions, and now let's start mixing these up. So first of all, we've got the sugar. Right, that's the sugar one there. So we've got the sugar. So I'm just going to give each one of these a little twist. There's the sugar. There's the calcium carbonate, and there's copper sulfate. So just give these a little jiggle. This might take a little while, so we'll just keep going. Put that in there. Right, and there's the sugar there. So, once you've done that, and you've got them happy how you want them, and that's all done. So once you've done that, you can write down your results. Okay. So I've given them a good shake and a good swirl, and that's it. So I think we've come to our final results. So that's ready now for the results bit. So I've got my results booked at here. So first on my results book, I've got the salt. Now this was the salt. Now the salt is completely clear, completely gone. So the salt is completely soluble. So I'll put soluble the salt. The pepper, right, well, as you can see, the pepper is still very clearly there. So we'll put that down as an insoluble. Now onto the copper sulfate, which was that one. So the copper sulfate, let's look at that. So there's not much left in there. It's left as a nice purple solution. So that's basically that's soluble. That's all gone. So write down soluble for that one. Now let's go to the calcium carbonate. Now the calcium carbonate, as you can see, just like the pepper, it's still in the bottom there. I'm sure you can see that. So that's still there. So the calcium carbonate is insoluble. Okay, and now onto the final one, we have the sugar. Right, well the sugar is basically all gone, so we've got a nice clear solution there. So, as you can see, we've got a clear solution there, so that's soluble. And as I said at the beginning, obviously the water, so what you're left with after it's solid is a solution, where the water is a solvent and the substance that's disappeared and can't see anymore is a solute. And that is our first experiment of solutes in insoluble substances. I hope you enjoyed that. Keep tuned, and then we're on to part 2. Bye. Now for this next experiment, we're going to look at the effects of heat to helping with making a chemical more soluble or less soluble. So for this, because I'm using my burner, I'm going to put on my safety goggles. So today we're using sodium sulfate. So I've got 2 test tubes here of just tap water, and I'm going to put them there. Now I need to put a measure of sodium sulfate in each one. So there's one measure in the first, and one measure in the second. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take the first one I've got there, and I'm going to give it a gentle shake, see how long that takes to dissolve. So there I'm giving it a shake there. Still not too bad. And that's dissolving in there. So I'm giving that a shake for 30 seconds, 30 seconds a minute there. See how that one goes. The second one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a gentle heat. Just give it a bit of gentle heat. You don't want to boil it, just want to get a nice gentle heat. Okay, and there we are. Let's see what solution we've got there. So, as you see, it took the one I gave a gentle heat to was a lot more easier and a lot more easy. Took a lot quicker to dissolve. That one took maybe 40 seconds, 45 seconds, maybe as long as a minute I was shaking that before to get that dissolved. And that one took about 20 seconds, less than 30 seconds to get that one dissolved. And that is how heating a solution can help it dissolve quicker. Okay, thanks for watching, on to the next experiment.